What's up, everyone, and welcome to the first ever TCG Cast History Lesson, one of our newest spin off shows where we take a deep dive into a specific trading card game. This week, we are exploring the depths of Digimon with everyone's favorite Pokemon live streamer, Isaiah Roberson. Today, thank you for joining me today. What's it
Hey,
like
no problem.
in the Digimon digital world?
Man, playing this game, it's for me it's really fun. I've kind of like a little background of my TCG career. I've played the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG, I guess it's just the TCG, not anything else, but I played Yu-Gi-Oh, I played the Pokemon TCG, I played the Dragon Ball Super TCG, and this is just my opinion only. Out of all of them, I rather play Digimon.
Yeah, that sounds about. You do be playing that Pokemon online though.
Oh
TCG
yeah,
online.
yeah. I have a Sylveon GX deck, expanded deck. That's just, well, it's fantastic.
Oh, chef's kiss. All right, get a little bit of housekeeping for everyone. If you support our content, then make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. This not only helps us grow, but it gets you a chance to enter into our monthly giveaway. Stay tuned to the end of the episode for this month's winner to be announced. And when you subscribe, smack that fancy little bell so you can stay up to date with all of our content the very minute it is released. You can also write into the show at casttcg@gmail.com with any questions or concerns, or if you just want to chat TCGs with us. Check the description down below for all of our links. And now for the deepest dive into Digimon the world has ever seen. Isaiah, take me on this journey with
Alrighty. So yeah. So a little kind of backstory, which is funny. Bandai, who's the creator of the Digimon TCG, they did a past TCG back in the '90s. Um, and sadly, it didn't really go well. I think it was okay in Japan, but for America, it not only America, but for like everywhere else in the world, it really wasn't it.
I think.
But
Go ahead.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
I think the original Digimon TCG is what really got me into playing card games.
Really?
Like TCGs. I mean, I used to collect Pokemon because I played the games, the video games, and all right, cool. Now I have a physical piece of paper that has Pokemon that I love on it. But with the Digimon one, it helped me introduce like different aspects that into Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I got a little bit into Pokemon, and then that's when I really dive deep into Magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could say my TCG playing career got jump started by Digimon.
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely feel that. I know. I play. I'm actually currently playing a game called Digimon Cyber Sleuth. And so I kind of have like I haven't watched like the anime, but based on just this game alone, I have like a vast knowledge of like who digivolves from what, and just like kind of like all that knowledge. And the fact that I made like a card game just really like hyped me up. I know back so like this game came out last around like last summer in Japan, and like it just really like popped off to the point to where Bandai was like, you know what, I think we can actually get this going globally again. And so they put out a pre-sale in November, and after that, like after the pre-sale, everybody was extremely hyped. Even the people that were playing with Japanese cards, they were hyped that there was going to be like an English version of the game, and so like just the fact that there was like a pre-sale happening was just it was incredible, very incredible.
And now they've
uh,
ran out of product completely.
oh my gosh, yeah, and we'll definitely get to that later on in the show. Um,
So what is the Digimon TCG? Why
so
has it become so popular? I'd say it's. I mean, if there was more product available in my area, it would probably surpass Pokemon, and it might get up there with like Friday Night Magic. It's become that big.
yeah, no, like definitely like everybody is wanting Digimon cards. Like my community, like even people that already have like a decent amount of cards, they want more cards. Just because it's not only do they want like cards for them, but they want cards for like their friends that can't get them, so they can kind of build up the Digimon community to the point to where some might even argue that it can surpass the big three.
I uh I wouldn't be surprised if it did, just because the lack of content that is happening between the big three. Well, I guess they put out a couple new things like Digimon keeps slapping out new content, and so new and refreshing that I think everyone's
Hmm.
gonna want to jump on board even more
Right.
now so than ever. Version 2.0 coming out next month. Is that what it was?
So it's actually set four that's going to come out, which is slightly tricky. So currently, kind of with the back when I was talking about like the pre-sale, um, whenever the November pre-sale happened, we were getting set 1.0, which is essentially like most of Japanese set one, a little bit of Japanese set two, and a little bit of Japanese set three. And so that kind of acted as our set one. Um, and then and that came out around like February 12th, something like that. And then later on, next month in March, I think it was also March 12th, we got 1.5, which was the rest of set two and the rest of set three. So now once we get set four, we're not gonna necessarily gonna be caught up, but we should there shouldn't be like a set 2.0 or 2.5 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You'll be caught up with the Japanese sets.
Yeah, well, we might not be like caught up, but we're definitely going to be in a good line of sight.
I gotcha.
Cause
So like
yeah, because
right
I think
behind, but
right,
not 500 sets behind.
right, yeah, because I think yeah, right now, actually, Japan is going to be in set six, and so we're gonna be like I think two sets behind them, which is not that far.
That's sort of what like Pokemon does. They're in Chilling Reign right now, and we just finished up with Battle Styles. We got a
Mhm.
couple more sets before we reach Chilling Reign. They always get the new exclusives first.
Yeah,
But take
yeah,
me
and it's
take me
huh,
through the history of this Digimon TCG scene.
and
Today's
I got
history segment.
and I got you. So yeah, just back in November, for for us globally, uh, we got the our first like little taste of what the Digimon TCG could be. Then later on in February, we were finally had a set 1.0 that came out. And the crazy thing for me that I thought was just it was very crazy because for me there's like the ratios for the boxes was insane because so every booster box comes with around 9 to 10 super rares, but there's two slots in that is dedicated to like special rarities, so like alternate arts or secret rares. And so you could potentially get one alternate alternate art super rare and then one secret rare, or you could get an alternate art secret rare and a regular secret rare, or you could get two alternate art super rares, which I thought was just insane. Because I used to open up boxes of Dragon Ball Super product, and it was nothing like the ratios for that was nothing like that. So I kind of felt like I was getting a good bang for my buck, especially with my first ever booster box that had a alternate art Beelzemon, which is a secret rare, a alternate art secret rare Metal Greymon, and an Omnimon, which at the time was like one of the most expensive cards in the game. Like I felt like a king.
Yeah, it was like when I busted those packs open the other day. I got that the Altart Piedmon and the
Mm.
secret rare Digimon. Those are really dope.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the arts on them are just fantastic,
They are that alternate exquisite.
right? And then so after that, around in March we got 1.5, which sadly the ratios were like slightly less. So you had a chance to get around 7 and 9 SRs. Um, but they have the same like special rarities, like the one altar super rare. You can get like one altar super rare, one secret rare, or like two secret rares or two altar super rares. So it was like cool, but you got like less stuff. But in my opinion, set 1.5 really impacted everything about the card game because we got a bunch of very how do you explain it?
Meta shifting
Oh,
cards. That was my next
yes.
question. Yeah, how did 1.5 impact the meta from 1.0?
So the meta for 1.0, just like kind of like, of course, like a new card game, everything's like very basic. Um, so with 1.0, the best deck in the format was Blue Omnimon. And it was good for three reasons. One, which was very obvious, Omnimon. I don't know if you're able to if you can pull up the card real quick. Um,
Back away, Mike.
Viewers, give us a second while we find this card.
Yeah. This one right here.
Yeah, that one right there. So at the time when 1.0 came out, this card was around like 150, and this was just the super rare. Like this was just the basic one. Now the alternate art version of this card was almost like, I think it was like 300 bucks at the time. Um, which I is very insane. But the reason this card is so good is because you can play it in a red or a blue deck, and then also it had a Digivolve effect where you choose one Digimon. Uh, you name one Digimon, or okay, so you name a Digimon, and then it deletes every Digimon on the field with the same name. So, for example, if I Digivolved into an Omnimon, and then I picked, and then you had like your field full of like Agumons, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I could Digivolve that, name a card which is Agumon, and then all those cards are deleted, which is just incredible. And then, secondly, it has another effect where whenever you attack, you can take your level 6 Digimon under it back to your hand to restand it. So you can just like swing twice, and then depending on what effects that you've had on your other Digivolution sources, could just really change up the game. Um, and so like the reason why this card was so good in of course the Blue Omnimon deck was because Blue Omnimon had a bunch of memory manipulation cards, and it also had other cards that could um like kind of like restand your stuff, or also create like different pillars, meaning like different like Digimon that you can like digivolve up to like possibly another Omnimon, or like another level 6, or something like that. So that was why Blue Omnimon was the best deck in the format. Um, the second best deck in the 1.0 format was, funny enough, Red Omnimon. And it was mainly there because so Red kind of brings out um so the whole thing with Red is having your Digimon do extra security attacks. So, for those that don't know, if you give one of your Digimon a security attack +1, that means they get to check an additional security. So, like, if you swing with a regular Digimon, it does 1 damage, but if you give it a security attack +1, it breaks for 2 damage. So with Red Omnimon, you had a bunch of Digimon that had like a bunch of security attack, um, like effects and their inheritable skills. So you swing with the Omnimon, you deal like 2 or 3 damage, restand them with this effect, swing again, do a bunch more damage, and then you just win the game.
Okay.
Um, the reason why it wasn't as good as Blue Omnimon is because, kind of like what I mentioned with like pillars, because like with Blue, you're able to create like different pillars that you can digivolve into like a potential another Omnimon. But with Red Omnimon, you only had one like kind of strong pillar. And if your opponent just deleted that pillar, then you had to like use a bunch of your resources to regain that pillar. So it didn't do that well. Um, and yeah, so those two decks was kind of was very heavy in the meta. And then like the last deck in the 1.0 format that did really well was if I remember correctly, it was actually a Rookie Rush. Now, Rookie Rush is basically a deck where you call out a bunch of small dudes, and then you just beat your opponent's face in until you win. An example, yeah, like that card, Armadillomon. Um, yeah, it's a really good deck, and it was really a budget too, and especially since like not a lot of people got a lot of cards or got a lot of like really powerful cards. The only thing you have was just like all your small like level 3 Digimon, kind of like that Monodramon and whatnot, and you just have to build a deck off of that, and it was really successful. I know there was a couple of pro play game, aka PPG, tournaments where Rookie Rush actually won.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the 1.0. It was basic, but it was definitely a good meta.
Yeah, I was getting its feelers out there and just come and
Right.
scrap it all with 1.5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then when 1.5 came in, when 1.5 came in, it definitely changed everything. And the reason why it changed everything was because of yellow. So yellow in 1.0 was I don't know if I'm allowed to curse or not on here.
Absolutely.
Um it was fucking awful. It was fucking awful. It only had this card called. It only had two like really good cards, and that was Kentorismon, which basically, whenever you digivolved into it, uh, your whole opponent's board had like -3 security attacks. So it basically just bought you a turn, to kind of like boost up your board and do other stuff. Also, slight tangent. I want that alternate art so bad.
This one right here.
Yes, that it looks so
Okay.
beautiful. Like it's all gold, all of it.
Let's see. You
It's
can
yellow.
get
It's
it
nice.
for $70 on eBay.
Oh!
Oh, there you go. $30 on eBay.
See, that's much better. The I gotta check what it is on TCG Player. It might be a little cheaper. Um, but anyway, and then the other card that was good for the 1.0 format was Slash Angemon, which was another level 6. But when you digivolved it, you targeted one of your opponent's Digimon and you gave it -8,000 DP, which is essentially the Digimon's power. And it wasn't really like people could make a deck based off of that, but it wasn't really that good. As opposed to what we got in 1.5, which changed everything. Now with 1.5, we got Shine Greymon. Now Shine Greymon, and I still, and it, like right now, it's still currently in the 1.5 format, and it's still one of like the most like competitive, like very high, like a very high win rate deck, and it just kills everything. Um, And so the reason why it is so awesome is because you build the deck around having what's called tamer cards. And tamer cards kind of act as like a field spell in a way. So you played cards kind of like the starter deck TK, which give all your security Digimon plus 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Then you play another tamer called Kyrie Kamiya, which says that if your security is 3 or less, then you get a memory. And so, and then another tamer that you play is the booster box memory, what I call a memory reset tamer. And a memory reset is essentially, so there's tamers in the game that says if your memory is at 2 or lower, you switch it back to 3. And so you kind of, so like you play those, so you play all those 3 like tamers, um and then you play like a multiple amount. I know in my Shy Greymon deck, I play uh 10, I think like 10 or 11 tamers in total. Um, and so like let's say you have like 2 of each of those on the field, right? So you have 6 tamers on there. Then you digivolve your level 5 Digimon into Shine Greymon. Now we have an issue because Shine Greymon's first ability says you rest all of your tamers, and then for each tamer that you rested, you choose one of your Digimon and you give it minus 4,000 DP. Now, at first, I read this kind of incorrectly because I thought you just targeted just one Digimon and then you just did like a bunch of damage to that one Digimon. But I was actually incorrect, and there was actually a Bandai ruling that says that you can target multiple things. So, like with the 6 tamers that are on the field in our like hypothetical scenario,
Mm-hmm.
um, so you have those out, digivolve into a Shine Greymon, and then let's say you have like a Digimon, like 3 Digimon on the field. One of them has 12,000 power, another one has like 6,000, and another one has 4,000. So I rest all 6 of those. I do like I hit one of them for like 3 times, so that's 12. I hit another one for for 2 times, that's 8, and then the other one for 4, and they're all dead. Your whole opponent's board is gone, and your opponent is like, "What the fuck? Like, I don't have a board. I
How
can't do anything.
how
What the hell?"
how many times have you lost to this?
Oh, how many? Oh my gosh, so my buddy Jimmy, in my opinion, well, okay, before I give him too much credit, he really knows how to pilot this deck, and this is also the only deck he plays. And I don't think I have. Well, okay, basically to let me not get on a whole tangent, I've lost to this deck at least like 5 times,
In
and
tournaments?
it's yeah, and it sucks. It does suck, especially like because it's one of those. So like Shine Greymon, in my opinion, is a very like like a comeback kid deck because it plays to like the mid to like long range game. So like once like you get into that state in the game, you're pretty much dead, and you kind of have to have like that TCG like player knowledge to know like what like state of game that you're in. And so like once like every time I get into like the mid like late game, I'm just like, oh, okay, here we go. I might lose this. um,
Speaking of the state of the game, run through with me the very basics of the Digimon TCG.
very
So,
basics. All right, got you.
because you're
So
throw out all of these fancy pants words that revolve around the Digimon TCG, and I think I can akin them to what they would mean in like a Magic deck or playing in Magic,
mhm,
but I'm not
right.
too well versed on it.
And you know what? I apologize. I should have talked about this at the very beginning because I probably confused a lot of people right then. So yeah, if you can pull out that playmat right there. So yeah, so you have so on the right side you have where you would put your deck, which is a deck of 50 cards. Um, and then also another interesting thing is that you have another deck called your Digi Egg deck,
Hmm.
which consists of 4 to 5 level 2 Digimon. Um, so you can play like a playset, which is 4 of the same Digi Egg, or you can do a playset of one Digimon and then like another, like a different Digimon. For example, here I'll actually pull out one of my Digi Eggs real quick. So, for example, I have 4 of this Demi Meramon here, and then my 5th egg is a Pogumon. Hashtag Pog for
Hashtag Pog.
for
Pogmon.
those that like Twitch. Um, and so yeah, so you use that like the Digi Egg area to kind of well to build up your Digimon. So at the beginning of the game, you hatch your Digi Egg, which you flip one card over, and then you put a level 3 Digimon on top of the level 2, um, and then you essentially like use that as uh, like to like raise your Digimon, i.e., why it's called the raising area. So you can keep it, so you can keep your Digimon in that area to like kind of build it up just in case if you want to use like certain skills and whatnot to do stuff to your opponent. Or you can just like digivolve it to like a level 3, and then next turn you can bring it out to the battle area, and then you can potentially like swing with it or even digivolve it and whatnot. Um, and then yeah, so that's that. Then you have then under your deck is the trash, which is also the discard pile, which oddly enough is also called the recycle bin. Because I think because it's actually funny. In set one, 1.0, or not 1.0, but set yeah, just a Japanese set one. They didn't call the discard the trash. They called it the recycle bin. Because there were certain cards like Agumon Expert that called it the recycle bin, and I was hella confused when I first started playing because I was like, "Is that another area? Like, what is this?" And then my buddy Ryan, shout out to my buddy Ryan, um, he was like, "No, that's just the trash," and I was like, "Oh, okay, makes a lot of sense." So yeah, that's the trash, and then we have the security, and so the security acts as your life, and you only have uh 5, and so essentially your security is the top 5 cards of your deck, and that itself acts as its security. So whenever you start off a game, you put the top 5 in the security, and then you draw 5 cards from the deck to your hand. Now, the other thing that's kind of still somewhat of a controversial topic amongst the Digimon community is that there is no mulligan, no mulligan at all.
Yeah, we talked
Well,
about that on
yeah,
the first podcast. Came up in the surveys that went out to
yeah,
the players.
yeah, and I've seen like so many YouTube videos about like how like that question right there was like could like definitely change like the way that the game is played, and I 100% agree because it's in my opinion if they do make a mulligan, then it's either gonna just like make all the good decks even better, or all the worst decks suck even more. Um, but yeah, and just to continue, so like on the top is you might see like well, I guess since it's on YouTube, you are gonna see the numbers. So it goes from like 10 to 0, and 0 to 10. So that is the memory system. So at the beginning of the game, whoever goes first, they start at 0. And so like let's say I started, like I had like a call, or I had like my full hand in the beginning of the game. I hatched a level 2 Digimon. Then I digivolved to a level 3. And then after that, I digivolved to a level 4. Now, typically, level 4s either cost 1 memory to digivolve or they cost 2 memory to digivolve. So once I digivolve that, it goes to, I guess, depending on whatever side you play. I'm gonna just say for our example, the blue, or not the blue, but the white numbers is us, and the blue numbers is the opponent.
Okay.
So let's say I digivolve my level 3 into a level 4 for 2 memory. So then I will move my memory cursor to 2, and then it'll be the end of my turn. And so then my opponent, he would like digivolve and do all this stuff. Now let's say he like hard played something for like, okay, so we're at 2. So let's say he hard played something for 5 memory. So then we would get 3 memory. And then since it goes over to us, it is our turn. So then I could draw my dude up. I can either use that 3 memory to hard play something else, or I can digivolve uh, the Digimon that I just pushed up, so it can be better and have more effects. Or I can use it. I can use it however I want to, essentially. And that's like the really like cool thing, and like I believe like the main thing that is what the main thing that people love about this game is just the memory system and how you could potentially like manipulate it and just do all kind of crazy stuff. And
That
so that's essentially the basics of the game. Um, the other kind of things I want to say real quick is that there's uh, 2 ways to win. Well, okay, technically 3 ways to win. One of them is if you're in a tournament. So the first way to win is if your opponent has no security, and then you attack and they can't do anything, like they don't have a blocker on the field and they can't do anything to stop it, then you win. The second way that you win, which is like kind of like a classic TCG thing, is if your opponent decks out, which also means that if they run out of cards to draw from their deck when it's their turn. And then the third way to win, which is the tournament, specifically for tournaments, if your opponent is a hooligan and they forget to lay out their security, and then they start drawing cards and doing stuff, then you automatically win the game. And I haven't had it happen to me, but I was in a tournament and I was sitting next to my buddy Ryan, and they were playing for like 2 minutes, and then his opponent was literally like, "Oh my fucking god, I'm an idiot," and then I just sat there and I was like, "Hello, what happened?" And then I looked at his security and I was like, "Wait, didn't y'all just start?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
well,
because
game 2."
it has to be the top 5 cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see why that's a rule, especially in tournaments.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. And that's pretty much the basics on the on like kind of how to play and what kind of like the key features of the Digimon TCG.
Have there been any bans come out since version 1.0 has been released?
Um, so for 1.0, there hasn't been a ban, but for 1.5 there has. Um, and so there's 2 cards that, okay, well they didn't get banned, they just got limited.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 cards that got limited. There's the level 5 Digimon called Argomon, which if you don't mind pulling up real quick. Do-do-do. Pulling up the card. Yeah, that card, or not that one, yeah, that one.
Argamon.
One that has Digizorption. Yeah, so that card got limited because um it's funny. It actually got limited because of its inherited effect, which says when attacking, you may play a green level 3 Digimon on your field for free, but it has to be rested. And that and so like just imagine if you had like a full board of like full a board of like level sixes. They all swing at you, and then they essentially just play one green level 3 Digimon. So now they have like 8 dudes on the board. And then if you don't do anything about them, the next turn you have 8 attacks coming in at you, and you're gonna lose the game. And just like with the way that kind of green plays, because like with green, um, the Digivolution costs are very cheap. Like it ranges from like 1 to 2, which is very interesting because typically like for example, like a typical level 3, or sorry, not level 3, a level 5 Digimon, kind of like that Argamon costs 3 to Digivolve. But typically in a green deck, the most it costs is 2. And so being able to just kind of like Digivolve quickly and then getting to that level 6 really quick, swinging, and then creating more dudes is just very oppressive for the opponent, and it caused a lot of crazy stuff.
Like Ricky Rush.
Yeah, exactly. But just with a bunch of green stuff. And then the second card that got limited. Oh, and also I forgot it got limited to one copy per deck, so you can only play one card. Um, and the second card is called Hidden Potential Unleashed. Um, and so also if you could pull up another card called Sarismon. Um, yeah, that card. You can kind of put that to the side, or maybe like make another tab or something like that. So with Hidden Potential Unleashed, this card cost 0 to play. So you hard play it. You gotta go up, going up more. The yeah, up to the left. Wait, no, not that one. Right to the right of Blossom one, or that one. Yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, so with Hidden Potential discovered, for 0 memory, it says the next time you digivolve, you can subtract the digivolution cost by 5, but you have to rest one of your own Digimon. And so and that's like extremely crazy because kind of what I was mentioning with Sarismon. Sarismon, his digivolution cost is 5. So essentially, you have like let's say you have like a random level 3 Digimon on the field, but you have the Argamon that I mentioned earlier out on the field. So you play Hidden Potential discovered, you rest that level 3 guy, and then you digivolve uh the you digivolve to the Argamon to Sarismon for free, essentially.
Hmm.
And then after that you can just do Argamon's skill and whatnot to just use Digizorption, which is a key feature for Green 1.5 decks. And then you can just build up to like another Sarismon potentially quicker. And just having like 4 copies of this in your deck is just crazy. And so yeah, and so it really caused like Green to be like very like up there, and nobody wanted to play anything else at the time besides either yellow or green. But after the after they limited these two cards, um, green doesn't really see that much play. Like I know in my locals, there's only like one dude that plays green, and he hasn't, and even though he hasn't been in the tournament for like 2 weeks, like nobody else plays green, like nobody at all.
Does he win ever?
I think he got second one time.
That's not too bad, even with the
Yeah,
limited cards.
yeah, like green is still like a strong deck. It's just like in my opinion, I feel like people are just blinded by the fact that um those two cards got limited, so they think like, oh, green is trash now, which is not the case at all in my opinion. Um, and so yeah, but it's actually also really funny that these two cards got limited not because of the stuff that we have now, but because of the stuff that we're gonna have in the future, which is this card called Nidhoggmon. And if you can pull that up too, um, yeah. Is there one that has an English translation? Yeah, there we go. So this card right here is fucking insane, and I can't wait to play it when Set 4 comes out. So this card has a skill called Digiburst, which essentially means you get rid of your own Digivolution sources to do an effect.
Mm-hmm.
So Digiburst 4, which means you get rid of four of your own sources, and then you suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less, which is essentially like most of your opponent's rookies. Then after that, you put all of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck in any order. That's fucking insane. So like if your opponent just like swung with all their stuff and then just tried to like maximize their board with just like a bunch of rookies to try to like get game, essentially you can just be like, okay, Digivol or Hidden Potential, Nidhoggmon, getting rid of these sources. All your stuff is suspended.
Exactly.
Bottom
Just
of the deck.
take your board and go home.
Right. Like, bruh. And I cannot imagine playing against this deck with like having people play like a full copy, like four copies of Hidden Potential or four copies of the Argomon in their deck. Like yeah, no, I couldn't handle it. I'd be pissed every game. So yeah, but now post I guess ban list, like that card is still good. And I am, yeah, still definitely playing the still definitely playing that deck. But it did lose a little bit of power.
So what is the future of Digimon shaping up to be, in your opinion?
Oh, the future? Oh man. Well, there's the future's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like what I mentioned, we're getting set 4 in June. Actually, funny enough, a month from today, exactly. We're getting set 4.
June 11th.
Now, yeah, and I'm very hyped because it's gonna create a bunch of different metas. Like the meta is gonna change again, and it's gonna be crazy. Um, and then the only thing about set 4 that we don't know is what the ratios are looking like, because this is essentially like our first like actual set. Because like what I mentioned earlier, like set 1.0 and 1.5, they were kind of like a set to like push it like a set to like rush us into like to kind of keep up with Japan and whatnot. So now since we're actually have like our first set, we don't know what the ratios are gonna be, how many like SRs we can get in a booster box. Um, so I'm excited to go to my LGS to get these boxes so I can see these ratios myself. Um, so yeah, like that's great. I know uh on the 28th of this month, is going to be the official release of 1.0 and 1.5 premium packs. Uh, and I say official release because that's on the website. That's when it's supposed to be released. But Target and GameStop have been releasing some of the product, which I don't know why, but you know, your boy is a fiend for Digimon, so I had to go get the premium packs. um, yeah, and the premium packs are amazing because oh, excuse me.
Yep, I
So the
saw them
ratio
at I
that you
found them
found them.
at Target. At Target, remember?
Oh yeah.
I got
Yeah, you
the
found like four, right?
Piedmon and this the Deedramon.
Yeah. So I guess also you can kind of talk about like the ratios. How was the ratios for you?
Uh,
Because my ratios were it wasn't good.
well, my pull luck has always been garbage. The day I was born. Really, I mean, I got, let's see, I got two full art secret rares. I got the Piedmon alt art and the Vmon rare.
hmm
Other than that, I mean, honestly, pretty disappointed.
and that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a collector, I probably would not be buying the premium packs looking to build my collection. I mean, yeah, they have some high pull rates for rare cards, but other than that, I don't. I think it's more to help people build their decks
Right.
for collectors. Brings me to my
Yeah.
next question: do you think they'll release a collectors boosters
Ooh,
like
that's a good question.
because Magic right now has the Strixhaven Mystic Archives, um, selling direct with the secret layer and everything, and the Mystic Archives, in my opinion, is just for collectors. And then Pokemon, I mean, everyone has those. Every pack has those chase cards, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh was dipping into it a little bit with Ghost of the Past,
Yeah.
their latest set, which had a bunch of pull rates for some pretty neat cards. But with Digimon, I don't think I've seen anything that resembles collectors booster or collectors packs or anything.
Right. My answer to that is come back to me next year.
I figured that
And
might
the
be the
only
case because they're
yeah,
still pretty new.
yeah,
Um,
like just like what I was mentioning earlier, like this game is still kind of like it's still fresh. Like right now, I think Bandai is just focused on like getting cards to like their players, and then like potentially like trying to grow the game to where there's like a bunch of like tournaments and whatnot. But I think definitely next year we're gonna see some maybe uh like a collector's bundle or something like that. Now I do know that in Japan, I don't know when it comes out for them, but they do have a like a 1 year anniversary pack
mhm.
that we're also for global or for like the English, we're also getting that too.
In November
Even though yeah, in was it in November that we did that?
when at the release of you know.
Um Yeah, it might not be in November. I think we're getting. I can't talk. I know that I believe we're supposed to get it as well with the set or next month for set four.
Oh, even
Uh,
early.
because yeah, we're supposed to be getting a lot of product in July, or not July but June,
Mm-hmm.
and I am very excited. Like we're supposed to be getting three new starter decks. New set four. There's gonna be like I think like three different promos. And I think the 1 year anniversary pack it counts as a promo pack, and it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I'm coming at doing this podcast as a collector, and I mean, I played when I was younger, but now I'm a collector. So
Mm.
it's good news to hear that there's stuff for everyone. They're trying to just hard focus in on tournaments. People trying to build their decks, and which I mean, I couldn't blame them if they did because they're still a brand new TCG and they gotta get their footing first.
Right.
At the same time, I love looking at these pretty cards. Love having them in my binder.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I feel right now Bandai is kind of have like this pressure, like base, like this pressure like behind their back. If you kind of understand what I'm meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like everybody is just hyping this game so much, and like I was mentioning earlier, like some people are actually like considering this to like be up there amongst like the top three like TCGs. And for those that don't know, the top three TCGs are Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh. Is it Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh and
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Those are the top three. And the fact that this game, like, it hasn't even been, well, it will be a year, uh, Japan wise, next month. But for us, it hasn't been like a full year, and people are already talking about how it's just like knocking on that door is just crazy.
Yeah, it's getting close to edging out Yu-Gi-Oh. In my
Mhm.
opinion, has fallen off in like the past year. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I heard
For
that.
me, Yu-Gi-Oh is
Yeah, with Ghost of the Past, I mean, you can pull some pretty cool cards, but like they don't do too much like Magic, Pokemon. Um,
right.
focused on making video games.
Yeah, and not to like shit on Yu-Gi-Oh like too much, but like for me, like as a player, after they started like bringing out the whole pendulum summoning like crap and like basically I left after 5Ds ended. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm. I
which
remember.
yeah, because synchro summoning was my shit.
Yep, I had a nasty Cyber Dragon deck. I think.
Yeah, I had a fantastic Gemini deck, and oh, it went ham.
That was when the phone game came out. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Elite
Mhm.
Duelist or whatever it was called on the phone. That was like right.
Yeah, yeah,
That was right as it was coming out, and I remember getting all those synchro decks on the.
yeah.
I just stopped
Oh
playing
man,
them.
yeah. R.I.P.
What do you think
But
could be killing Digimon card game? What do you think's draining this card game right
oh man, right now I think there's two things that are kind of killing the game, in my opinion. Um, and the one main thing that's killing it, ladies and gentlemen, let's all say it together:
now?
COVID.
COVID 19. I just got my second booster, my second vaccine. People go and get your shot. Do it.
Yeah,
If not
I
just
need
for
to get my
yourself, do it.
shot.
Do it for others. Like
Facts.
they had, yeah, they offered it at my job, and I just immediately got it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I need to do that, especially since I think they're now, or they might have already been giving it out at my school, but I need to. Yeah, this summer definitely doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It'll make you feel
Well, yeah.
like dog shit, but it's worth.
Oh, yeah. I'm not excited. That's why I'm trying to plan out like a week to where I'm just like not doing nothing, so I can just like kind of deal with that.
Sit around and be
Because I
incapacitated.
heard, yeah, because I heard that second shot is something.
Yeah, I had COVID previously back in December. They said
Mm,
that the vaccine is worse when you get the vaccine. Second round is even worse than the first round. Yeah, I can attest to that. But it only lasted like a day, day and a half.
yeah, that's not that bad.
I just sat around and was like,
Yeah. Heck yeah. But yeah, just like COVID has just been it's really slowed the progression of the Digimon TCG in my opinion. Like because I know. So I think originally we were supposed to have set 1.0 come out. I want to say around uh like October, no, not October, but like December or like later on in November or something like that. But then because of like I said, COVID, and then they had like reprint a bunch of stuff. They kept pushing it back and pushing it back. We thought we was gonna get it in January, um, but then on the Digimon Facebook group, they said that they had to push it back again. But luckily, we got it in. Uh, I think yeah, February, 3 days before my birthday, which I was hella happy. Um, but yeah, so like COVID is the main reason. Now the second reason, and also, okay, I'm looking at the camera for this one. If you're one of these fucking people, fuck you.
With the scalpers, absolutely. Please
Yes, fucking scalpers.
jump off your cliff
I
and please
no,
leave
just got
leave your product at the edge. So I can grab
like,
it.
bro. Okay, and so for those that don't know what a scalper is, I'm gonna try to explain this to you because I explained this to somebody, and I felt like this was like the best like definition I can give, or that anybody can give to anybody.
I'll give
Not
you
trying to
a
toot my
quick
own horn, but
quick definition. They're scum of the earth. That's the definition of a scalper. If you look in the Oxford English Dictionary, go under scalper, it says scum of the earth, please bag, no life.
oh my
Go
goodness.
get a real job.
So, besides that definition, okay, so imagine you go to Target and you want to buy a toaster, and it's a state of the art toaster that's like $15, right? So, Target sells it for 15, but then some dude comes in front of you, takes that $15 toasted, wow, toaster, buys it, and then like a couple days later sells it for $45.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine that was like 15 other people that took that toaster before you could get that toaster. And so now that product is gone on Target. But if you go to like secondary markets like Mercari or maybe like the Facebook group or whatever, they're selling that same toaster, that same $15 toaster for like 50, $45 and whatnot. And then they're just like, uh no, I don't want to do this.
Or it's one
That's
or it's one person buying up all the mother loving toasters and selling them at that
that
price.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's been happening with the Digimon TCG and other TCGs as well.
Pokemon,
Um,
sports, I know sports have been hit massively, especially like
yeah.
baseball and basketball. I don't not into either of those, but I know that
Oh yeah.
they've been hit hard. There's someone mentioned in the local Discord here that someone was camping outside their Target for the restock and waited at 2 in the morning until they opened at 8 in the morning for
Wow.
I think it was like 2 packs of basketball cards just to sell them at times profit.
Like, bro, just go home.
Yeah, you could be working and just making your
Facts.
money fairly.
Like, so that's been like a really big damper. Because like you can't get booster boxes now. Like there's like if you look online, actually yeah, like if you don't mind doing that real quick, let's see what a booster box of like 1.0 1.5 is.
I'm here.
That's
We want to place
for
bets.
want to place bets. All right, but I'm going to bet that. Wait, are we been like on the cheapest or just like the first one we see?
We'll go for like PCG. I'm gonna say
Okay, yeah.
175.
I'm gonna say 169 for 1.0.
150 on TCG. Oh, 111 at Magic Map. And
Huh.
we're way off. Once there's
Yeah.
there's a scalper right there for you.
Yeah, 164.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got me messed up. Wait, that's 500.
For five
Wait,
ninety
go
nine.
down. Wait, go down one more.
Oh wow.
Oh, 225. Okay. Yeah, no. Also, yeah, don't buy a case. I'm not spending $2,000 on that. No, that's like $2,000 worth of just bulk and nothing else. But yeah, uh, so you guys, for those that are watching, you might be kind of confused on like why like we're kind of like going off about like these prices. So so if you look at the TCG player box for 1.5, it says $150. Now, this isn't like TCG players' fault, but the MSRP for just any like booster box is $75. So TCG's player is doubling that price. And then if you look, like this dude on eBay, yeah, he's selling it for like 164. I think if you scroll down, there was one that was like 220 something. Yeah, the one on Mercari. Yeah, that's
225.
225 when it's supposed to be 75 to $80. No, people, don't do it,
Do
please.
not give in. Do not.
Like my goodness. But yeah, just those two like elements are the only thing that are really putting that damper to this game. But other than that, like the people that are lucky enough to have cards at the moment, like myself and many other people are really loving this game and really hope that this game grows and blossoms to the best that it can be.
That leads me to my last question, I guess. What are your predictions for the meta now that we have official announcements for the next set?
Oh man. Now like okay, I was kind of thinking about this before the before we started this podcast, and like honestly, I think originally I was going to say that I don't even know what the well hmm, okay, it's gonna change. I don't know how much is gonna change. We are getting some new effects for something for certain cards, so um it's gonna change a lot in my opinion because oh, I know there's a couple of YouTube videos that are already out there that have showed like, oh, what is the it's like this is gonna be the A tier deck, the B tier deck, C tier, blah 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 blah. But like with the way that certain local tournaments, like how people like play a certain decks, you really don't know what the meta is gonna be. Like for example, my tournament scene, literally like every week the meta totally shifts. Like a month ago, everybody and their mom was playing green, while me and my other friend was playing like a blue and a red deck. Then the next week after that, everybody and their mom was playing Shine Greymon, while I also was playing Shine Greymon, but a couple other people was playing like a purple and like a another green deck. And then last week, everybody was playing red, even though like red isn't like red kind of gets like hated on a bit because it's not as good as certain other decks, but everybody was playing red. And I was shook because I assumed I was gonna be the only one playing red. But like this one dude who's been like topping our tournaments recently, he was playing red, and I was like, what? Why?
Like, stop that. This is my deck.
For real. But there is gonna be like a couple. There's gonna be a couple of cards that are really going to switch up the meta. Um, now the card. I'll start off with like a couple. So, like with green, for example, they get the skill Digiburst, which, as I mentioned before, you get rid of your Digivolution's effects to do certain effects. And now it's mainly in green, but actually I shouldn't say that. It's in all colors, but in my opinion, it's mainly going to be effective in green decks. Now you also get this in purple, which I feel like is going to boost purple's popularity by a lot. Because because purple interacts with like the trash. So I know in like I believe in Magic, it's like tell me if I'm wrong here, but it's like black decks that interfere with or that interact with with like the graveyard or
Yep.
like
Discard
the
pile.
discard and whatnot. Yeah. So in a way, purple to Digimon is black to Magic. And then being able to have like a Digiburst skill that kind of helps you not was it siphons what's it called filter, yeah, why did I say siphon, to filter to filter through your deck to get like the certain pieces you want is, yeah, it's pretty nice. um then the next card that in my opinion will change the meta is this level 3 yellow Digimon called Bushi Agumon. If you don't mind pulling that card up, so the wonderful viewers are watching, or the wonderful viewers can see this card. Oh, can't talk.
Hmm.
Also, if
Belly
you're still
forming.
watching, oh, it's not pulling up.
Oh no, nothing.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Here it is.
So yeah, that artwork is cool.
It is.
So I think we might be able. Actually, could you go to the World Digimon website because they have all the listings on here. And yeah, actually, it's a good point. If you guys want to see all the cards that are currently in the Digimon TCG, and also uh, all the cards in Set 4, just go to world.digimoncardgame.com. Hopefully, I got that website right. Let's see if I got it right.
Yep.
Okay,
World.digimon
Digimon
card game.
card. Okay, not Digimon card game, just Digimon card. And then go to card list. And then it should, yeah, just take us a step forward. Also, like, these cards look amazing. Look how cute that purple level 2 is.
The Xiaomon.
Like yeah, Xiaomon looks dope.
Finalmon.
Also, like, look at Galmon. He looks dope. Um, so yeah, I think it's on page 2. Uh, yeah, okay, keep going up. There's a beautiful card. All right, this card, Bushi Agumon, has a skill called Rush, which, if you're a Magic player, Rush is the same thing as Haste. Now, for those that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so basically, Rush, and you might be able to read this on the card itself, but it basically says this Digimon can attack the turn that it comes to play. So, for example, if my opponent gave me like 5 memory, I can hard play this dude. Um, I can hard play this dude for 5 memory, and then immediately swing at it. Also, I forgot to mention, and I should have mentioned this earlier. If you hard play a Digimon regularly, it doesn't you can't attack with it. It has like summoning sickness. Um, and so Bushi Agumon is the first card in, I guess, in Digimon history that has Rush. Well, I guess not the first card. The first yellow card that has Rush, which is insane. And a lot of rookie Rush players are they might put this deck. They might put this card in. I know I'm going to put it in another card or in another deck called Anubismon, if you don't mind pulling that up. Which also, and this is my personal opinion, I think is going to be a meta changer just for the crazy stuff that you can potentially do with it. So I think it's on page 3. And this is all the purple cards. They keep going up. Oh, wait, go back down. And then, yeah. So this card, so this is a new level 6. That when you digivolve it, you can play a level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory. So when you digivolve it, you +1 because every time. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, every time you digivolve, you get to draw a card. And for those that are thinking about playing this game, maybe like casually or competitively, please don't forget that. That's like my small PSA. Please don't forget that, because there's been so many times where like players have just like they'll like digivolve, and they only have like 2 cards in their hand. And I'm just like, bro, please. Like I could be an asshole right now, but I don't want to do this to you. But anyway, back to the topic. So the second skill the Anubismon has is that on your turn, when you play a Digimon from your trash, uh, that Digimon gains Rush, which, like I said, on the turn, whenever it comes to play, you can attack with it. So, like, let's say you swing with that Bushi Agumon and it dies, right? So then you digivolve onto like a purple level 5 onto this Anubismon, right? So then bring back the Bushi Agumon, and then you can swing with it again and do more damage with it. I think that is absolutely insane. There's also other cards that you can put in here. Um, which I think, and another card that I personally believe is also going to change the meta is a secret rare card called Lootsmon, which I think if you scroll down, it should be there. No, go back to page 3. Keep going down, keep going. Yeah, that card. Yep, you're right there. So that card is the first level 3 Digimon that you can't that you're not able to like digivolve on top of, which I think is crazy. Like you have to hard play this card. Like you can't put it on a level 2 or anything like that. You have to hard play this card. Now, it also has a skill. Okay, so it has 3 skills. Or wait. Oh,
3 of them.
okay, one I already talked about. Yeah, one I already talked about. On all turns, this Digimon can only digivolve the Digimon with Loosemon in their name. That's not important. Uh, First one is while you have 10 or more cards in your trash, when playing this card from your hand, i.e., hard playing it, you reduce its cost by 8. So I know it has like a big old 13 cost on there, but let's do a little math. 13 minus 8. What is that? That's 5. So you get to play that for 5. That's fantastic. And then on play, you get to do a skill called Recover One, which basically means you put the top card of your deck into your security, which essentially is you healing one. And if you pair that with Anubismon, you digivolve Anubismon, play the Loosemon for free, and then Loosemon has Rush, so it can attack, and it's a 10k. Uh, I'm taking it. um, So yeah, so that's going to be, in my opinion, a meta change. The second meta change, or or not second, third thing, the third thing is going to be a meta change is this level 7 card called Chaos Mon Valderarm. And also the regular Chaos Mon too. If you just scroll up a little bit, yeah, that card specifically. This card is the first level 7 that you can put in a green and a yellow deck. Um, and the reason this card is so dope is because when you digivolve it, you target or you activate the following effects twice. So The following effect is one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP. So you can either target one thing and do and potentially make it minus 14k, which honestly kills any like big dude in the game, unless if they have like an effect where they get increased power on your opponent's turn or something. Or you can target two things that are like under 7k and just kill it, which is crazy. And especially if you pair it with like if you put this in a yellow deck that's already like deleting like getting rid of your opponent's power by minusing their power is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then like on deletion, yeah, you get 3 memory. That's like it's cool, but we really care about
The Digivolve
the
effect.
the minus 7, right? Um, and then a little shout out to the also other Chaosmon. You can put it in a green and a black deck. Also, this is the alternate art. This looks so amazing.
Does.
Oh, but so yeah, so this card has piercing, and what piercing does is whenever you attack your opponent's Digimon and you survive, you get to check one of their securities. So that's crazy. But also it has a Digivolve effect where you can unsuspend that Digimon, and then it can attack your opponent's Digimon, and it doesn't matter if it's rested or if it's standing. So essentially, what you would do is you would swing with your level 6, then it survives and whatnot. Then you digivolve on top. Then you digivolve the Chaosmon on top of it, and then you attack like let's say your opponent's like standing blocker because he thinks that he can survive longer with the blocker out. You kill that blocker. You do another security uh check, and then it's their turn, and then your opponent's like, well, what do I do here? So yeah, and yeah, so those two cards are gonna be a big meta changer. Now, the last one is gonna be my personal hot take. And it's two cards that essentially do the same thing but to their own respectable decks. And the cards I'm talking about is Lobomon and Agunimon. So, I think you might have to go back to page 1 on this one. Um, so essentially, so these are the first Digimon cards that you can digivolve on top of a tamer, which sounds insane. Oh, keep going. Or okay, yeah, the Lobomon's right there. Um, so yeah, like it says, you may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your blue tamers as if the tamer is a level 3 Digimon. So the reason why this is crazy because Bandai ruled that if you digivolve, like if you digivolve the Lobomon on your tamer, and then you bring it to then you have to bring it on to the battlefield and whatever, you can still swing with that Digimon. Like it doesn't count as it being hard played.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, you could really steal games with this card. And like for like an example, like let's say you swung with like everything you had, you have like 3 memory left. Your opponent doesn't have a blocker, but they have game next turn. Um, so you digivolve on top of the Lobomon, you push that dude out, swing, game, done. You won. Like that's absolutely insane for me. So I'm really excited for set 4. It's gonna bring out a lot of changes, a lot of new strategies, and I am so excited to get my hands on set 4.
Well, thank you for taking me into the deepest dive I think the world has ever known in the Digimon universe, and I don't think anyone could top that. Personal opinion, I can't be beat.
I
This will
appreciate
be
it.
the epitome of deep dives, digital Digimon.
And you
Uh,
know what the crazy thing is? We're just getting started, baby. We haven't even passed the year mark yet. We still got set 5, set 6.
You got to
It's
catch
probably
up to
gonna be a.
Japan.
Oh yeah, we're still like this train is still going,
I
and
see.
I
I see it
on it.
surpassing Yu-Gi-Oh when Set 4 comes out. I can see it. If it's not already surpassed, you popular.
Oh yeah, I know for me personally, I think the popularity is gonna reach its highest whenever set 5 comes out because set 5 is called Battle of I think it's Battle of Omega, which includes a lot of Omnimon cards and like arguably enough, everybody's favorite Digimon is Omnimon. So I feel like collectors, for example, I think they're gonna be picking up this
Mm-hmm.
and I'm yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Well, thank you for joining me on this fine night. And like I said, the deepest dive that the world has. Digimon Digital TCG World. We
Hey,
have one
problem.
announcement to make. Congratulations to Eamon 115500 who won this month's giveaway of
Woohoo!
a sealed Flapple GameStop promo.
You got the
Right here.
Flapple.
You can DM me. You can write in to the show through her email. I'll post it in the comments as well, tagging you. So you figure out the best way to go about receiving your giveaway. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and you can be entered to win next month's giveaway, which will be a sealed Rise Greymon promo. It comes with 2 of them in this one.
Boom.
2 of them.
Yep, you too.
2 of them. Isaiah, thank you for joining me tonight.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for having me.
And we will see y'all in the next one.
Peace.